go ahead.
You gotta mess the mic up.
Don't frown like it.
All right, we're starting. This is the Outerbike Recap Podcast. We got a full crew from, I guess we're missing Hunter, but oh well. Twisted Beard couldn't make it out. But, first we got together, so this is my bad. We got together at Braxton Brewery. I went to upload the podcast, and for some reason, I have no excuse why it didn't upload everything. So we had to make time, so all of us get together. The good part about that is Kevin can make it this time, but you couldn't make it last time, so we got a full crew. So about Outerbike. Outerbike is an event put on every year by Western Spirits Cyclery out of Moab. They do 4 locations a year. We went the year before to Bentonville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Me, Jake, Joby, and Kevin had no idea what to expect. We just went there, took our bikes, left them in the garage because we realized this is a bike demo, and we're gonna ride all their bikes. Had a great time, and we basically left there saying, "All right, where are we going next?" With that being said, we tried to plan out what we could do for the next year, as in 2019. As we're planning it out, Jake's brother-in-law, Jacob, got wind, and he's getting into mountain biking. He wanted to partake in this. So we decided to Moab in October, and we all got together, and we were pretty stoked about it, so that's what we did, Moab. So I'm here with Jake, Joby, Jacob, Kevin, and we're here to talk about our trip to Moab for Outerbike.
Dude, Trail Dog Muska.
Oh, and Trail Dog Muska.
Yeah, I can't forget.
She's our she's a locals only rider.
She's a no rider.
Anyway, who wants to start talking about? Anybody want to chime in? Start talking about the trip? Oh, great! Yeah.
What about Jacob's brand new bike?
We're not really. That's jumping to the end.
Let's jump into it. Well, how about Jacob being new to riding and raging Moab for one of his first big legendary trips?
I mean, you're going to break it in. If you're new to riding, you might as well go to one of the
you might as well
places.
start off with double black diamond.
If you're going to strap on skis, you might as well hit the double black.
You know, 16 years ago, I was on a $100 mongoose from Dick's Sporting Goods riding Mitchell Memorial, and now I trying out some double black diamonds in Moab.
Awesome.
So
Did a great job.
before,
It's amazing.
Appreciate it.
were you hesitant of going to Moab at all? Were you like, that's too advanced for me? Or were you like, no, I'm all in?
I had my hesitations, but I knew like this was the opportunity of a lifetime, just to chill with you guys and just to go riding. So I was like, I swallowed my pride, kind of suck it up, and just take the trails as they were. But I knew some of the trails were gonna be tough. But like hearing double black diamond when you're on like the bus going up to it's like
Intimidating, man.
I might be in over my head because I know my limits. I'll push them, but I was like, man, I might be way over my head with this because like some guys were saying like there's like 300-foot falls and there's like crosses and like memorials set up for like dudes who died on these trails. Rattlesnakes everywhere. That's so I'm like, I'm keeping it cool on the outside. Like, yeah, let's do some shredding, but on the inside,
No joke, we saw rattlesnakes.
Oh, there were snakes everywhere.
And there was some blood on the rocks.
Oh, there were blood everywhere. There were rock gardens covered in blood.
You killed it out there, man.
We're
I appreciate
jumping the
it.
gun, but I mean that was like day 3. But we'll get back to that.
Let me get to on our way there. So we're leaving Salt Lake City. Our buddy Hunter
flew into Salt Lake, right?
Right, flew into Salt Lake City.
Sketchiest rent-a-car ever.
Jesus, don't ever use
Rental, not car, but like service, I guess.
Yeah.
Was that of a basement of a hotel?
Rental thugs.
stolen vehicles.
You can only say thuggery.
Yeah.
So our buddy who lives in Oregon, Hunter, is like, hey, I'll meet you guys at you never know how that's going to be. So we're like, all right, cool. So as we're heading from Salt Lake to Moab, we're driving and we see this guy as we're climbing the mountains, and he has two mountain bikes on the back. We're like, man, that guy's right. Let's just follow
We're
that
just
guy.
in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
We're literally just in the middle of nowhere.
And we're like, man, that guy rides. We're like, Man, that guy's got kind of like the same bikes as our buddy Hunter.
Yeah, but like a day earlier, or like the same day, he posted on Facebook, like, "Hey, heading out of Oregon with this like red Volvo loaded down."
Yeah.
And as we're pulling up on it, we're like, "That kind of looks like Hunter's."
I want to follow that.
It kind of
guy.
does. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
I was gonna say,
Let's go ride
Oh, that's
with
into
him,
Moab, and we're like, oh shit,
the
we know that
low
guy.
rider Volvo.
dude. We like roll up on him. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Middle of the desert, middle of nowhere.
It's Hunter.
It's awesome.
Chomping on carrots. Not paying any goddamn attention to anything going on.
Shirtless Hunter.
Shirtless. I think did he even have some like dip on his chest? Maybe.
I think he was scraping it up with the carrot.
Did he have some dip on his chest that he was? Anyway, I don't think that happened. Maybe not. But
So
yeah,
we roll up on honker horn, and it's like he hasn't seen anybody in days.
yeah. He literally like. Well, at first they ignored us. Like the first like two honks
he did a quick
and
glance at
waves.
us,
He just
like,
kind of
hey, hey, what's up,
He just
dudes?
thought we were some dickheads, maybe mooning him or something. And he looks over, ignored us the first time. Second time he looks over, kind of ignored us, did a little wave thing, ignored us. Third time he finally figures out it's us. Literally, like his whole body shoots out the window.
Almost
Let's go to the
jumps out of
wheel.
his own
Almost
car.
jumped out of the
Shoots
car.
over in an emergency lane, almost takes out a couple cars in an RV.
Yeah, I remember I pulled over to that spot you could pull over, and I was like, "Did you see me?" They're like, "Oh, we don't know. Go, he's gonna rear end you." And I was like, I just had to slam it.
Yeah.
Well, when he was getting off on that little Vista
Well,
viewpoint,
he didn't see us get off till last.
I mean,
minute.
he literally cut
crossed
off
three
three or
lanes of
four
traffic,
cars.
cut off like 4 semis, and then almost rear-ended
it was
us.
almost horrific.
I mean, how great is it to be driving through the middle of the desert, middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden
Eating your carrots.
see your buddies,
Eating your carrots,
It was great on both.
dipping
parts.
hummus off your chest. That didn't happen. I would have made that up. Sorry, Hunter. Sorry. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
And hold on, I mean, so there's part two. We pull
Yeah,
off.
so we pull off, and it's like a valley in the kind of in the backdrop. And I'm like, man, I want to go get a picture of this valley. And Jacob's right by me, and he doesn't. I mean, I'm just thinking this. I'm not really talking out loud. And I'm like, I'll cross over this like concrete median.
Yeah, we're like standing right on the Jersey barrier, looking at this like vista.
Yeah.
And Helmer looks over and he goes, "Jacob, is that real?" I look down. It's giant ass rattlesnake right at our feet.
Right at our feet.
Super pissed.
Dude,
Yeah.
just madder.
Gnarly.
Yeah, that's real. That's for sure real.
Yeah.
You guys yell at us. You're like, "There's a fucking rattlesnake over here!" And we're like, "Whatever." We just thought you guys were bullshitting. All of us. It took us a minute to even get over there. And they're like,
Yeah.
"No, really."
Oh, this thing was like, yeah, he was pissed.
Oh, he was pissed. I remember Kevin leaning over to look at it, leaned over the whole entire thing, and I like almost grabbed by the back of his shirt. The thing was in lunge position,
yeah,
ready
yeah.
to
Joby, you
strike.
told me several times it could jump like 6 times the length of its body.
I think it was a female.
You know what was great
The
though?
bionic
It was
snake.
behind a concrete barrier the whole time, so we thought we were pretty safe.
Until it started going under.
And it actually went right underneath it, no problem, and our feet were right
We're
there.
all wearing flip
We got-
flops.
yeah, open toes, right in front of the snake's mouth. But
Are we doing the snake joke yet?
No,
I don't think
nah.
that's gonna come out, man.
Yeah.
No one will understand that.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
But anyways,
in
awesome.
case someone sees you in person.
Saw our first big rattlesnake. It was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
45 minutes in Utah, we got a rattlesnake.
That was probably the talk for the next 2 hours.
Yeah,
It's cool to hear.
You don't see
it's
them
cool to
around
hear
here,
it
man.
rattle. You know. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's
it's
terrifying.
a surreal.
Dude,
thing,
It's terrifying.
the thing was mad. Like if you'd stuck your face down there, you probably would have died.
It was crazy. And then we noticed that Hunter's car was about 3 inches off the ground, had
Oh,
about 1,400 pounds of luggage
Canned
in
goods.
it.
Canned goods.
1,400 pounds of canned goods.
That's right.
Transporting contraband. A lot of canned goods.
A lot of soybeans.
Smoking.
Actually, I heard that they were looking for him. Was it where do you move from? Oregon?
Yeah.
He bought all the canned goods up in Oregon and moved
he took
back.
them all.
Do you think they have organic canned goods?
You probably can't put it in metal and then be organic.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are there. If there were there was a bunch of things in wicker baskets, that would be organic.
All right, so we roll into Moab.
Rolling to Moab a day early. The event starts on Friday, and we pass the event as we head in. What did we do that first time? We
I
just
will
kind of
say,
explored a little bit. right?
good job, Justin, organizing the whole thing, getting a great Airbnb for us to stay at.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the
It was
view
like
was
right
amazing.
outside of town. It was perfect. We went to.
I'll be honest
Moab
with
We
you.
went to the brewery.
Yeah.
Moab Brewery.
right away.
No, but
Grab some beers.
driving through Moab, I remember like we rolled the windows down
Side by side.
Yeah, and I'm like stick my head out what tiny window I had because I was in the 4th row.
Hold on.
I
You
know.
chose that row.
Yeah, whatever. So I stick my head out the window and I'm like looking at this beautiful scenery and I'm start choking because there's more diesel fuel in the air than anything. It was like
Just
unreal.
off-road-
So
off-road mecca.
off-road vehicles everywhere, dumping just smoke and fumes
Side
and
by
smog.
side.
I'm like, God, I thought
You're
this
making it sound harsh, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
right?
maybe,
Oh,
maybe you shouldn't say it. Someone could be like some like big somebody could
Now
shut
a lot of
that down.
hippies aren't going to go there.
whatever. Keep the hippies out.
Easy, man.
Hey, Hunter could barely stand it there.
Hey, I just want to Helmer, are you recording this time?
Start over.
Just want to double
Yeah,
check.
I'm recording.
Okay.
I recorded last time.
No, it was cool.
I never watched the monitor.
Christmas mishap.
It really made me want to ride a
double
side
check.
by side. I was pumped to ride some serious
Well,
bikes.
what just side by side? Those dirt bikes, side by side,
Dude,
four wheelers,
they had those Jeeps.
mountain bikes.
They had that deuce and a half military style, jacked
Yeah.
up 4 feet.
Yeah,
in
they
the
had all
air.
kinds of Jeeps. Oh, I mean,
I gotta give credit to the Land Cruiser Expedition outfit. All deluxe Land Cruisers. Seriously sick.
Joby, this is not a Land Cruiser podcast. It's a mountain bike podcast.
That's down the way.
It was a beautiful sight. Pumped to ride mountain bikes there.
What about that one like off-road military looking vehicle? It was like a camper. It was in that one parking lot. Did you guys know
Oh, that was crazy. I forget the name of that.
Yeah.
It looked like a garbage truck, but it was an RV.
right?
It was
Moab's
awesome.
definitely an outdoor mecca for mountain bikes,
Anything-
climbing,
anything off-road.
anything outdoors.
Anything
man,
off the beaten
like,
path is Moab.
Go out in the desert and just do it, and it's
Yeah.
such a cool little town. And I know it gets a lot of visitors because the canyons is right there, arches and all
Yeah.
that, like national park. But still a cool little town that I feel like you can get out and.
Dude, they had a sand mountain you could like sled ride down on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
Remember
Somebody,
that?
yeah, somebody was
They were-
snowboarding.
Yeah, they were like sled riding and snowboarding down the sand mountain.
I mean, you
It
go
was
to one of these
crazy.
towns, it's like everything revolves around outdoors.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I roll into these places, it's like I feel it all.
I like it a lot.
So yeah, first night we just kind of hung out.
We hit the brewery. We crushed a couple beers.
Yeah, we got our
I
passes.
mean, you can really crush beers when they're only 3%.
That's a drawback, man.
It was good though, Moab Brewery.
It's been,
Felt like
it's been
Superstar,
changed.
though.
It changed
Yeah,
it
they
since
did
then.
change it.
It changed it since
Yeah.
then.
Oh, it is?
No more
Yeah.
3%. You can do
5.5.
5.5%.
On tap. Yeah.
I heard no one even goes out anymore. They just get drunk. They're on a mountain bike, off-road.
Shut the whole
This
town.
town's really been.
Sorry, man. No, I'm just joking.
Yes, we got our passes for the weekend, and I don't know. I don't know what else we did on.
No, we
Thursday.
turned in early because
It
we
was-
wanted to be up
Yeah, that's
pretty
right,
early
right,
to
yeah.
make the line.
You turned in early. Me and Jake got crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys might have turned it early. I was
You guys
sleeping.
bailed
I
us
found,
out right
I found
before
a
the
baby
meeting
in
the
my
next
bed.
morning.
We did get a little crazy.
Yeah, I said you guys turned it early, but I found a baby in my bed.
That may have been my fault.
Thanks a lot. That's me as best friend now.
You still got it.
She walks around with it every day.
You still got it.
That thing has to be haunted. Or
I think it is.
Dude, super creepy.
Anyway, so the backstory of this, we found we're in the Airbnb, and you can tell they just rented out. And we find this weird baby doll, and somehow it gets hidden underneath Jacob's pillow.
I was outside. Apparently, they hid it under my pillow. I thought it was there to begin with.
But it's a
I
creepy
didn't.
baby doll. Looks like it's out of a haunted house.
And somehow it ends up in my damn luggage. And you guys were acting funny when we were leaving. I thought, man, this
He
is.
says that damn baby in my luggage.
Right away, I was like,
Dude,
did you guys put the baby doll in
you
my luggage?
searched your luggage.
You know when I
took
lifted
everything
it up,
out.
it was under it was in some dirty underwear or
He
something.
took
I looked
everything
right
out. I
past it.
thought for sure he's going to find it.
I know, and he didn't. And it's
Anyways,
That's
back to
awesome.
mountain biking.
Anyway, his kid plays with it now.
Yeah.
So day one, the thing about Outerbike is it opens at 9, but if you have a bike of choice you want to ride, you have to get there early.
Yeah, you want to get in the line. Basically, kind of like Kings Island.
We left the house around 7:30, got in the line about 8, but 30-minute drive, and the line's already not long. I wouldn't say it's terribly long, but it's already started.
Yes.
Nice.
And so we get in line. We're all I kind of snuck around the side to see which vendors are where, see what we can get, because once those gates open, it's a free-for-all. So we we're online. Oh, then we got Bacon Guy. This guy's coming
The
around.
Bacon Guy was-
Bacon guy and carabiner coffee.
Yeah.
Screaming
yeah.
other guy, carabiner coffee all the way.
I got
Coexist coffee.
Fuck coexist.
No, Coexist is the guy.
the hippie
kidding.
coffee.
Man, remember
Dreadlock coffee.
He pulls the sticker off.
Oh yeah.
No, that
He beats up the other guy that put the coffee
the
on.
mornings were pretty special because it was a little bit chilly, so you get out of your car and you're starting to mosey into the line, and you feel kind of special because all the days we were there was probably only 25 people in front of us at the most.
Yes. You bullcrap with them and
You'd meet
eat
some
bacon.
people, and then you start to get to know people by standing in line because evidently
see how far they drove.
people that want to get bikes come all the days early, and the Bacon Guy was pretty awesome. Can't eat too much of it. Beer opening. Honestly, then you start to move into the venue when they
Hold on, let's back up.
back it up.
So basically, it's like a start line.
It really is.
No,
Just
it
going
is
there.
They get you
Black
pumped
Friday.
up. It is Black Friday
Well,
for
we
mountain
all
bikes.
discussed. We're like, we know what vendors are there. We know what bikes we want to kind of try out throughout the week. So we're all like, okay, where am I going first? Who do I want to hit up first? We know like Yeti, Specialized, they're gonna have huge lines. We're up kind of close, We're talking about, but of course, as soon as they open those gates,
Everybody.
my mind goes blank, and I'm like, shit. Where did I want? What bike did I
So
want to
here's
try
the
out?
difference you guys and me.
I just want to grab a bike.
I didn't know any of these brands.
That's right, newbie on the block.
I said, where's the Mongoose tent? You got any sweet Huffies?
Is there Schwinn here?
At first, I don't know about you guys.
Here?
Like I didn't run. Like I thought, I'm not gonna run.
I didn't run either the
I'm not
first
gonna
day.
run.
Run.
I ran like hell. Like about 2 seconds after I saw everyone passing me up that was in the back of the line, I'm like, I'm running.
I saw it, man. I remember we were all in flip flops. Everybody's like flippity flop, flippity flop. It was crazy.
You guys remember what your first bike was that you demoed?
I got a. Man, it's been
I
so
do
long.
remember.
ago.
So I went.
What'd I get, Helmer?
I wanted to try out the Canon, and I went
what you
there
got.
first. Yeah, that's the first bike I got.
I got that Fazari.
That was your first bike, the Fazari?
Did you know about them before you got there?
Yeah, that was the night before. I was like,
You did a little research?
yeah.
Respect.
Love seeing that name.
I walked by the Marin tent because they screwed me over on me bike. And I was like, I can't. I don't even want to look at a Marin. So the tent right behind him, which had nobody in line, was a Kona. So I was like, I've heard of Kona.
The Kona was your first one?
Kona was the first bike. Kona Process.
Sick.
Yeah.
Actually, you just remind me. I got a Marin. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. It hurt my feelings. That
And you're acting fun the rest of the day. I'm like, why is he acting so weird?
I knew
No, I got a
I knew
Marin.
you got it to spite me.
It was a little heavy, but I liked it. It wasn't a bad bike.
I'm glad I didn't get it.
Yeah. But actually, I like the paint scheme on it. It was great.
No, it was nice, yeah.
I think I had the Canon Lux.
Yeah, you didn't have the Strive. The Strive is the one that has that little.
Yeah, I couldn't get, man, that went quick. There was only a couple of those, man.
That
People
guy was
just
struggling
smashed
with it,
them.
though. The guy in line.
I had to show him how to use it, remember?
I know. But then when he
Oh,
got back
yeah.
on it, he couldn't.
I didn't think he weighed enough. He couldn't
You
get
gotta
to click
you gotta have
over.
Style. You got to have style to like move that little link.
Maybe some strength.
Do you know what you got, Joby, on your first bike?
Yeah, it was the James Portal.
Okay.
Good bike.
Solid bike.
we
He's
all
got
went-
unbelievable memories. I
Yeah,
don't smoke weed.
Not all of us built the ball.
What are you trying to say?
I can't remember.
None of us do that.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to
Illegal.
mention something. Our location is Kevin's new. Do you go by garage or barn?
Delk Mountain Garage at the Crooked Neck Saloon.
If you're ever out by Rabbit House, you gotta stop
Serving
by.
Twisted Beard Brew all night.
So he just finished this thing.
Twisted Beard Trail System. Hunter.
He just finished it. He's like, "Hey, let's record here." I mean, we'll take some pictures, maybe or show them on social media.
It's
But
dope.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's dope.
It's getting there. It's about 3/4 of the way done.
And what is this? 1-inch oak milled wood?
Amish wood.
It's
Amish
a
built.
bunch of different like mixed hardwoods.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, man. I
You just gotta put
bought
some-
the wood off Craigslist, man.
Got to put some railings up before we all get
Yeah,
too drunk.
it's super dangerous. We're in a loft without railings. We're kind of, I don't know. If we get too drunk, we could fall, but right now we're good.
We're like old ironworkers.
Buddy system.
Yeah. Okay, so back to day one. We got our bikes.
We hit the
Got
local
set
trail,
up.
right?
No, the first one we go to the Navajo Trail. Remember?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
loaded up. We ate
Yeah.
in line. That's
So
right. Yeah.
they load us all up on these trailers, and then we ride
Shuttles.
Took a shuttle to
about 20-minute shuttles with some badass scenery and unload us, and basically from there we just ride.
Right.
Big loop.
That's when we got up. So we get up to the Navajo Trail, and it was super windy. Remember how windy it was?
Right.
Like you were leaning against.
Dude,
it
that was
fun.
when I like that. The beginning of that trail, the first quarter mile, I was like, I'm in over my head.
Right.
I was like, I'm
Remember
not.
we were
I'm not
climbing
gonna
a
have.
bunch, too.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have
We're all kind of a
fun.
little out of our element.
The
for
trail
like
was.
an
It
hour
was
or
all
two.
exposed.
Just
rock and
switchback.
sand.
It was just
Big,
switchback
all
uphill.
slick back or slick rock.
Sand.
At one point,
Rattlesnakes everywhere.
at one point,
Snapping tires.
about 3/4 of the way through, when we were basically going up over that bald, and we had to turn down. The wind was so strong
Yeah,
that
that's right.
I was on a 45-degree angle,
Yeah.
literally on my bike, riding into the wind. I couldn't believe that anybody could make it.
Dude, I thought
Yeah.
that was how the whole trip was going to be, and I was like, no, I'm not going to enjoy this.
It was intense.
But that was only the first mile or two of that whole trail.
The first half of that trail wasn't quite as fun as the back half of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got
That's when you're
better
like,
every
the
mile.
back half of that trail, you're like, this is some flow.
That's when it started flowing.
Yeah,
and I was like,
this is-
okay.
Because
all
right
this
after
good.
that is when we passed that person, and they said, "Oh, there's a downhill coming or something," and it was like just dreamland.
Oh yeah, you didn't have to pedal once, and you just flew.
Yeah.
So it's called Navajo Rocks Loop.
Yeah.
So for some reason on this trip, we blew through a lot of tires.
Many.
We
I went through
all kind of did more than single track trails. It was funny. You wouldn't think out there in the rocks and stuff, but the very first trail we were 3/4 done. I remember pulling up, talking to Kevin. I go, dude, I think my back tire's a little low. We checked it out. It had a big cut, and I was like, oh man. So the only thing that I could do was just book it
Yeah, we
back to
started
the shuttle
busting
spot.
ass.
So
We pumped it up as high as we could.
yeah, we pumped it up as high as we could and just booked it back to the shuttle, and it made it back right
Yeah.
before it was completely done. But we went through a lot of tires this trip.
I got to give a shout out to Dan, Western Spirit, and Change Your Tire. That was awesome.
Changed my tire.
Changed
Yeah.
the numbers.
That was super nice of that guy to do that. And he's just stopped. He was on a day off, stops, takes care of business,
He
and
had all the
chats.
tools. Even had a tube, didn't he?
Yeah.
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 What's up?
Did we get him a beard later?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
You know what though? We gave him a variety to choose from. There was beer, and then there was like the
Weed?
This is a Kona 10.
like the
That's the Kona 10.
what's the stuff the girls drink all the time?
The White Claw.
Like the White Claw Truly.
the Truly
That's
stuff.
what he chose.
Celsius.
Ooh,
White Claw, man, it's in. I'm telling
bad call,
you.
Dan.
Everybody's
Bad call.
I enjoy White Claw every now and then.
Jake. The,
Bring it. Say something.
the devil.
Sorry for partying.
Hey, I can't say anything, man. I used to party on Zima. Same thing, different label. Zima.
Exactly the same.
What was that?
You know that's a malt liquor?
Ugh.
Zima. It was
That's
strong,
why when we were like
man.
14, it got us.
They like punch you in the gut. You'd be puking a minute later.
Yeah.
Mad
like
Dog
2 of them.
2020.
Oh, we did that too.
Oh, my God.
We thought that was wine. We used to put up in the barn loft and hide it. And like
The
one
Mad
time we
Dog?
drank it, it was all moldy and it got me and a buddy sick.
This is
Well,
going.
you thought it was wine?
Mad Dog.
But like I thought, I mean, it looks like a wine.
It does,
It's got
it
grapes
does.
on the bottom.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
grape Mad Dog. No, it's a malt
Like
liquor.
MD 2020.
And like when we drank it in the barn, you know, it was dark, you know, we're drinking it, and we got it by the campfire. I looked, I go, man, there's something floating in it.
Ew.
Before you had cell phone lights, that's how long ago it was.
Damn, you're
I think
like-
someone got like a.
A log on
I think we
fire.
got over by someone's car and flipped on the dome light or something. Man, people didn't have flashlights everywhere like they do now.
It was
They
naughty.
weren't so
We looked,
prepared.
but you still finished it.
Buffer puked to his eye. Remember his eyeballs bursted. Like
He burst the
my
blood
blew
vessels
all
in
the
his eyeballs and
capillaries
puked
out
so
his
hard.
eye.
Puke that hard?
Helmer, you better wrangle it in.
No, you're good.
Anyways, so day one, yeah, man, we finished that was the morning trip, right?
That was a fun.
That was a good.
Trail, yeah.
It was
That
a good way to
like
start
that was
out.
a good
Yeah.
introduction, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wish we would have hit the burrito and enchilada the day before when we first got there, but I really think easing into it on the
I
Navajo
don't think we had
Trail.
enough time.
I'm
man.
glad we did.
Well, even
man.
if we
I
had
would've
enough
been-
time,
that
it
would've
would.
killed
I
me.
think it would have. I think it would have. It would have been
Started out on
good,
that,
but
yeah.
to go that extreme right off the bat, getting out of the
Hunter was
airplane.
talking about it, and he got busted up on.
Oh, he
full
was
enchilada.
really hurt.
How about
And
the?
I'm
how about
glad I
the-
didn't
the
try
name
that.
of the new trail. It's the first one's the big enchilada, and the new one's the big burrito, right?
Yeah.
What a great name. The big burrito.
So the first
Sponsored
day,
by Chipotle.
the way Outerbike works, usually,
Dub that out, Helmer.
you grab your first. The way we do Outerbike, we'll grab our first bike, ride all morning up to like probably noon, 1 o'clock lunch.
Yep.
And
Shuttle back.
Shout out
Get
to
shuttle
shout out
back.
to Outerbike. They always have like such good lunch.
Their lunch is on
It's-
point.
it's
Nutritious.
so good.
Yeah.
Eat lunch.
They got
and then-
vegan or meat options.
Yeah.
I'm a meat guy.
And then we'll
they
go.
have Euros.
We'll go grab another bike and ride in the afternoon till I think it's over at like 4 or 5 o'clock. So
Ends at 5. They got beer ready. But where did we ride that afternoon?
that
with the
afternoon we
shuttle?
stuck around the venue. They had some trails right there.
Yeah.
Some really good trails, and we went back and got some bikes. The second bike I got was the Yeti. I think it was the 130.
Yeah,
Nice
I got a
bike.
Yeti also.
Yeah.
Nice bike.
Because usually we go to the Yeti tent and the bikes are either all gone or there's a huge line. I remember walking by, and for me, it's either a hit or miss with the extra large bike. It's either they have a bunch of them or like they're completely out.
Man, usually the afternoons open up, though.
Yeah, they do,
I think
'cause
a lot of
people ride, like,
I think,
during the morning and
crush
then
it
they
in the
kinda
morning, and then they kind of just
crash
party in the
out, yeah.
afternoon.
I rode the Alchemy in the afternoon. I liked it a lot.
Oh yeah, I did not get to ride Alchemy. I wish I
I
would.
didn't do
I
it.
grabbed an Evil for 10 minutes, and then I was like, no, I can't do an afternoon ride. You guys have already smoked me. I'll go drink beer while you guys ride.
That's not when we did Deadman.
That was the next
Yeah,
day.
that was
That was the next
we
day.
just kind of rode around the venue, some trails. I don't remember the names of the
I
trails.
forget because it was to the
I
left.
remember you had a crash on a tumbleweed. That was the first ever I remember. You were going to that turn, a tumbleweed came. I was like, oh, look, tumbleweed, and like
that the one?
it just missed me, and then you were like, I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Also, I looked back, and Helmer was like,
That was day one.
damn,
here's what's-
It took out your front tire.
Yeah, dude, it hit your front tire. Dude, a tumbleweed's an issue. I saw it on it was on Netflix. There's a documentary on it.
You see, we buried a bunch of cars in the
Tumbleweed is like a problem out west. It wrecked Helmer.
Here's what's going on. There's this tumbleweed coming. It's already hit my wheel. I'm trying to focus to like just pull it out. Kevin's in my ear like, come away. And I'm also on a 9-degree like switchback. Nothing went.
I've never seen tumbleweed, man. That's pretty exciting. Tumbleweed in Petersburg. You got some other weed. It's not tumbleweed. That'll knock you on your ass.
Oh man.
So yeah, tumbleweed got me. That was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, the back half of the day, we rode some good trails. We kind of took it a little easy, though. Just
I blew a
because-
tire that day, didn't I?
I know Homer did. That's when the
mine was day two.
Was
Yeah.
that day two?
So on the backside of that trail, remember they had that real fun, like a bunch of step downs with some. It was all just sharp rock.
Yeah.
The
Remember,
bar.
we
the
sat
bar
there.
end loop, bar end loop.
Bar
The
end,
next
yeah.
day, you blew a tire there, and then we sat there messing with my tire, and I saw a couple people blow a tire there. It was like something sharp up on the hill. I don't know.
I just pulled bar end loop up like the trail system. The very first picture is a tire.
Blowing.
Yeah, that was a fun trail system.
No, that was
We
good.
kind of rode that the back half of every day we were there.
I mean, you know, it's funny. Like we looked at that, like the last day, we hit like maybe a third of that
Right.
place.
Yeah.
There was so much trail there we just didn't
Yeah.
get to.
Some of it was e-bike trail.
Well, I think
There was a loop, and
They-
it was just kind of like
yeah.
the outer loop was the e-bike thing. But as you look, man, there was a bunch of like pretty advanced loops and stuff you could do.
Some of them we did were really good.
Just a
I mean,
disclaimer: the bikes have stickers on them, and you have to make sure you grab the right color sticker.
oh, the orange and the greens.
yeah,
Unless
or they
you're-
won't let you on the shuttles.
Yeah, that was you with the pivot.
Why did
And
why did
me
they do
with
that?
the
They
James.
nervous that they're like you're going to tear their bikes up on the.
I don't-
on the
I didn't get that.
shuttles?
I don't think they wanted the carbon frames on like the hard trails.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just took it off.
Same here. I popped that orange sticker.
I
off.
may have
was like,
took yours off,
I've already been
too.
waiting in line for 45 minutes for the shuttle.
Tough shit.
I'm not about to get told you can't ride that bike.
I know how to ride this bike. I won't hurt it.
This
Our
demo's
bike's been waiting for this information.
this demo's about to get demoed.
I will say, if you go to Outerbike, like, you know, it's all winding down at 5 o'clock, and you're like, oh, well, the beer shut down. Just go one of the vendors. These people have coolers, and they're more than happy to
They
give
want
you
a
beer.
party.
Oh, they're fun to hang
Shout
out
out
with.
to the kind guy.
Decine.
Hey.
What was the guy's
KC.
name?
The kind dude in the Kona tent.
Guy,
Yeah.
I mean, like just
He hooked us
handed
up
us
every
beers.
day.
every afternoon.
Almost
Just
pay
to
for the
tell
trip.
him, yeah. And then he turned us on to the Kona guys, and man, that's just
They're doing margaritas.
That's
whole
that,
different level.
That's Willie at Kona.
They're doing bong rips out of frames.
Dude, they came in late the next day and just doing techno like they just went up all night.
Frame bong rips. Oh my god.
What about when they had the thing you could manual?
The
on
manual
track?
machine?
Joby
That was
broke it.
awesome.
Joby broke.
And Joey went flying into the crowd.
That could have been crazy.
Oh my god.
That thing was awesome.
He's like, just leave
We
that.
should build
You
something.
can't
Until
break
I
it.
snapped like 10,000-pound webbing. I don't know how that happened,
That's
but
impressive. I got a video of it. It's pretty.
yeah, it's just how it rolls.
So also,
Moose go live?
she's dreaming about trail days.
She's good.
She's like,
So we met up with what's her name? We met up with Chelsea Handler.
My friend Chelsea, she lives in Salt Lake. She drove down, met up with us Friday afternoon, and stayed with us till Sunday. She has already been there, so she kind of knew where to ride, what's good, and shout to her for give us a little.
She was on Santa Cruz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Shredding.
Nomad, yeah. She
was
was
cool.
shredding for sure.
I remember her rolling up. We're kind of all hanging out, and she was kind of pulling up the back end. And we're like, where the heck is Helmer? And she's like, I was yelling at him, and he just took off down this trail, and he's gone. And we're like, what the hell happened to Helmer?
Where?
You were gone. You turned some wrong direction or
Oh
something.
yeah, that was on
and-
the bar M trails. I remember.
Couldn't figure out which way the
we
trail
had
was.
The trail just turned hard right, and I just went straight. And this is, I meant to add that we saw the rattlesnake. This is rattlesnake breeding season. We're out there, so we're all on high alert when you get like in the shrubs.
Yeah, I was nervous.
Yeah.
So
They
I
ride in the tumbleweeds.
That's why I flipped out, man.
Bro, take you out.
Literally every
It's not even
every
tumbleweed, it's
blind
just
turn I
snake
came
ball.
through, I just was picturing like 15 rattlesnakes ready to
That's a ball of
pounce.
snakes.
Yeah.
Oh, we rolled up on that one. There was a little kip up or whatever that you had to get onto the trail, and we took to the right, and there were snakes.
Yeah,
inside
Oh,
the
there were like
snake
five.
cage.
Like, look, there's snakes in there.
There was also
right next to them.
There's a memorial for a dude up
And
there,
they're
like
like,
rest in
they're like,
peace. There's
they're
like
gone.
snakes everywhere.
yeah, but you guys said they were like
Yeah, there
real
was
long.
They were
Someone
long
already
as
did.
they,
Yeah,
but they
died.
they disappeared
There
into the
There
rock.
was a memorial.
There was, yeah, dude. There were
Was
snakes
it a
up.
mountain bike death or was it a snake bite death?
Snake bite death.
I would probably.
He actually got bit and then rode off the cliff. So
Oh god, like it made him delirious.
Oh yeah, he was messed up.
Bit him in the Peter.
Right in the
It was a
Peter.
legit spot. It was shaded. There was a shelf, like neck level.
Yeah.
Right in your neck. Yeah. Oh, it take.
It's just right outside
Even
the
though it
bar.
was a baby snake. Just a baby snake.
Those are even more deadly.
Yep, can't control it.
I will say, I love seeing snakes out in the wild.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think it's
that
cool,
rattlesnake?
Yeah.
It was fun.
I love seeing
I'll be
that,
honest,
man.
like I like so I came
That's so
home.
cool.
We all had pictures of it. Every person I've showed, I mean, because it was an amazing picture right up on it. We're 5 feet from it, taking a picture of a rattlesnake. Every person here was like, "Man, that's awesome." It's
Yeah,
Cool.
to see it in
And
person.
to hear it, that
dude,
noise
that
is
was
wild,
so eerie. You hear it on TV and it's like, okay,
I even
okay.
watched the video, and every time I'm like, oh, "Okay, Joe Bando, they jumped six times their body."
Nate Hunter, pour some water.
Put some water on it. What's that do? Make them horny? Pour some water on it.
This ain't Australia, man. He ain't thirsty.
Did Steve Irwin tell you that? Pour some water on it. They can jump 6 times their body length. I'm like, Jesus, it's like a Scud missile.
Surface to Peter
I'm
missile.
scared to death of rattlesnakes now.
They get a big ball and roll through the desert.
They're tumbleweed rattlers.
Tumble rattlers.
Man, honestly, everything out there, though, it's legit. Like, every tree, bush, animal is pretty intense. I mean, they're like
It's all made
they're
to kill you.
spiky, poisonous.
Everything wants to hurt
You don't see a lot of things, but
I'm
when
pretty
you
sure
do,
we
dude,
rode
they're-
through a quicksand pit at one
they're-
point.
Everything out there is
I'm
badass.
pretty sure we rode right through
Everything
quicksand.
out there is lethal.
If we would have stopped, we
Cool to
would have
see.
died.
Everything wants to kill you.
Pretty much.
I think we should get to Ahab because that was freaking.
Hold on.
intense.
What about like the second day? We all did it. We rode through the cactus.
I hit a
Definitely.
cactus.
We all had cactus
Oh,
spikes
yeah.
sticking out of
Yeah.
our tires.
Hold on, I gotta go back to
Shout out
the-
to Stans.
I got to go back to
I've
the.
never seen so much pour out of my tire before.
I gotta go back to the bar trail where you guys lost me.
Thanks,
So
Stans.
I I get off the trail, and I see you guys down further. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm freaking out about snakes. I get on, and all of a sudden I hear what sounds like a snake rattling. It was actually a guy that was behind me, and it just freewheel, and it freaked me out. I put the hammer down.
Hey, dude, your hubs can't be that loud in these trails.
No free hubbings.
Clint Spiegel, you gotta quiet it down there at I-9.
I-9 hubs. Man, they should come up with a hub called like Rattlesnake.
That's what we gotta do it. I-9.
Rattlesnake.
The Rattler.
All right, so day 2. We didn't do anything Friday night, did we?
We did everything Friday night. We made the right decision to wrap it up before we took too many shots.
Dude, it got wild.
Chelsea tried to get us to do some shots.
Oh,
Yoke and I are still on a wanted list for just skipping cover charge.
Yep, we snuck into what was the name?
Woody.
So
I ain't paying $5 for your shitty cover bar.
we asked around town. There's one bar. There's one bar in town that stays open past like 9 o'clock. All the breweries, everything closes at like 9. There's one bar in town, and this is...
Of course, it's a country bar.
And there was, remember, there was like Sutter's Mill down in Richmond, Kentucky.
Yeah.
There was a lady running it. Me and Jake right away, I'd go, is that Big Mama? There was a lady down, she ran the whole town, man. She was like part of this little
She's
mob.
like $10. We're like, for what? For the band.
Yeah! Like Big Mama was running it.
Some dude on a stage with spoons.
That lady at that bar ran that whole town in Moab.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Like, matter of fact, we
Shout out to that bar.
Yeah, Big Mama, we love you.
Don't send the mafia after us.
So listen, when we snuck in, I'm telling you, man, that lady wanted to murder us.
Yeah.
I agree, dude. I was just going to go in there. I was going to have a beer and leave. I'm not going to pay.
I'm not paying a $10 cover for your crap.
How about the guys?
Side note,
how about the
I
guys
paid for everybody.
They had Bowie knives on.
Oh, my God.
These dudes were legit cowboys.
Shout out to Chelsea, because I called it a crappy bar and she got real mad.
Oh, she was gonna fight you.
She got really mad.
She was gonna fight you.
Dude, these guys had buck knives like on their.
But it was a really
They
crappy
were
bar.
fixed blade knives in leather sheaths on their belt buckles. Like
Jeans so tight they look like they
if
were
you're going
painted
to walk
on.
to the bar with your guitar, you're probably going to stab a rattlesnake on the way. Yeah, it happened.
Yeah, so we got a little wild
So that was
Friday
fun.
night.
Yeah.
Friday night.
I think
We still got up early Saturday. We
Yeah.
pretty much got the exact same spot in
Every
line.
day, though, we were up at 6.
Same spot in line.
Yeah, we're
we
still
got
on that
there,
East Coast.
Yeah.
Like,
got some bacon and
Bacon guy gave us some bacon. You guys got some hippie coffee.
hippie coffee.
that was good.
Day 2's ride was a shuttle up to Magnificent 7.
The Mag 7.
Which
I
was
really liked,
Dude.
awesome.
it was.
Yeah,
Out
that
of all
trail.
the trails, man, it was probably the best like flow trail we had.
It was just
Non-stop.
It was like an hour or two of just downhill.
Dude, there were boulders. I mean,
So
bigger than
much
houses you'd ride down the face of.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
And man, like everyone like that dropped into this. I mean, everybody was just railing. I'm talking like just our group. Everybody was just this like train of like 200-300 bikes just railing through the desert.
And this one was cool. So like Navajo, they shuttled us. We did a loop and shuttled us back. This one, they shuttled us to the trailhead, and we rode back into the venue.
Yeah, right back to
Because I couldn't imagine riding back up this fucking thing.
Right.
oh my god.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man. Like that's a must-do trail, Meg 7.
I just wish,
Sure.
I wish I would have. I had a lot of fun on the bike.
You had a
that
marathon.
Oh, we had that.
picked.
Is that the mouse bike?
Oh, that was the Marin.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to get a Marin. I went to the Marin, and again, they only had this 27.5. It's called the Mount Vision, and look it up, Mount Vision.
Mouse Vision.
It was a lot of fun, but it has
ugly.
It has this lower
it's an
linkage.
e-bike.
It almost looks like an e-bike. It's not.
Yeah.
But it has this lower linkage. It's like this big box.
Looks space age.
And it was fun to ride.
Except
but
it bottomed
I-
out on everything.
I was waiting for you.
They might want to check that one.
You
I have
cracked
videos
the
of me
shit out
cracking
of
this
that.
thing hard, but the trail was so much fun. I could have been on a Strider and just.
It was good.
Speaking of Strider, you pretty much made a
We
bike
were
with
on
Strider.
Fazzaris.
No, I rode a Rocky Mountain Instinct.
I think that day I grabbed a Fazzari. What was the?
No, you did have the Fazari.
LaSalle.
LaSalle.
Yeah.
I'm actually.
Great bike. Man.
Would you consider that for your next bike? You know, you just got a new bike.
Man, So obviously they're from that area,
Yeah.
so they build bikes for that area.
But it climbs well.
I would like to try it out, like in this terrain.
Yeah.
They named it the LaSalle because they
There's a
they
range
tested it all. in
right
those-
down the
Oh,
road.
yeah,
from
just the
there,
way
yeah.
it just
And man, I'm telling you, it was spot on. Like it was so good, not to tell what we did next, but I rode the next.
Shout out to
too.
Fazari.
Fazari.
Sorry for partying.
It's my biggest regret not riding that bike.
Fazari
I
have
rode it twice.
Hey, Fazari, they're building like a brand new big warehouse and office. Have us out.
They're on to something, man. The bike was amazing in Moab.
and the guys working the booth.
Dude,
Super cool.
it looked
Everybody
clean.
Great
was-
mechanics.
It had a
yeah.
look to it, man. It just looked gnarly.
Yeah.
Big.
It looked Italian. I guess that's the name.
So it's
I think the reason I probably kept riding is because Jake just kept saying Fazari for partying.
Should be their motto. They
Yeah,
need
I wrote it
They need a
twice.
shirt.
Shout out to Jake Russ for Fazari for partying.
Sorry for partying. we did though, man. That thing ripped.
How about every morning Jake would wake up, he goes, Dilk.
On the couch. We sat on the couch.
Not together. Man, we slept in the living room on separate couches.
I rode over Kevin.
Hold the hole, not pull the
Every
pole.
morning he goes, Dilk.
butts to guts.
I don't know if we can keep this up. It was just like so hard to get over.
I was making breakfast. Nobody else was up. I go, Kevin.
I don't know if we can keep this up.
I think we killed a couple of these dudes last night. I forgot.
It was a blur, man. It was a
making
blur.
coffee.
We had to drank a whole case of silver
Oh
bullets,
my
man.
God. I don't think we can keep this up.
Let me. I want to mention something about the Fazari that's kind of different than most mountain bikes. So it's 160 travel in the front, but the I'm looking at here. The seat tube angle is 78 degrees. So when you're climbing, their thing is your seat's gonna be down when you're going downhill. Obviously, you're gonna use a dropper, but when you're up, it puts you in a better climbing position. And
Yeah,
they're
it
spot
climbed
on.
well. It climbed. I mean, there was a couple technical sections where like they had you like kind of hop a real shallow ravine, and the thing was just like, I mean, it gripped like frog toes on the other side. Remember that?
It climbed just.
Remember that technical
yeah,
section? Me and
yeah.
you jumped, and I mean,
That was
It
intense.
felt like
tough.
my Bronson. Like you can bomb downhill all day, but
like man,
It
on,
climbed
yeah,
just
when you
as
wanted
well.
to climb and grip that rock, man, it was on it.
so the Magnificent Seven.
I mean,
That was a fun trail system.
Ahab, I loved. I mean, it's an epic trail, but man, I would probably put Meg 7. Like, if you're going to take someone out there,
For
I
all
mean,
around
an
experience.
all around experience, yeah, like
Meg
intermediate
7 was awesome.
to me.
What did you
know,
write on that?
To advanced rider, everyone loves that trail.
That was I had the Norco range, and that thing
Oh, yeah.
was nasty.
I rode that thing the year before the Norco. That was fun. Yeah.
That thing had, I think it was 170 front, 160
Oh, that was
rear.
your coil?
Oh yeah, it was.
And I feel like that's the
Dude,
perfect
I mean-
bike for that trail.
It was
Look at-
mean.
They're made in Canada, dude. The Rocky Mountains go up in there. This guy's not to build bikes.
You didn't have to
Dude,
tell me
that
this
trail
was
was
made in
made
Canada.
for that
Yeah.
bike. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because we did like what, an hour of downhill basically.
It was gnarly.
I remember
it just
you raving
it chewed
about it.
everything up.
Every time I look
Every
back,
time you guys would
it's
be
just
they'd
huge
be like I don't know, a couple hundred yards ahead of me, and they'd do this nasty jump or something like that, and then they'd all stop and they'd wait and they'd see me come up to it. Is he gonna eat shit or is he gonna make it?
There were a couple of.
I'll be honest
I
with you.
remember.
Like if I would have done what you did, like I would have been wrecked left and right. When we first started mountain biking, and you know, maybe the bikes are a little better, but we wouldn't have attempted that shit.
No way.
I wasn't
No
like
way.
take me down, like when you went down to England Idlewild trails. Me and Jake were afraid to go across creeks.
We
we
laughed
would
about
walk
it
our
now,
bikes
like
across creeks.
there'd be like logs. And we're like, I don't think we can get over that.
But like I was amazed. Like every time you made like a big drop, I'm like, you fucking made it.
Yeah,
I was
Except for the
impressed.
one time, you remember you got off
I
trail.
made it, dog.
I know, but dude, we're like, remember even you landed.
Oh.
You looked up, you go, ooh.
I was surprised. I was surprised.
We were waiting.
Remember, because I mean,
Dude,
Moab's
and
weird.
shout out to the Norco Range for eating that drop.
If you
You're
get,
so
if
lucky
you
you
get
had all
any
that
bit off the
travel.
trail, like
Yeah.
in Moab, one of the things you got to think about, they got painted lines on the rock, and if you get 5 feet left or right
2
of that
feet.
line, sometimes you're in big trouble. Well, Jacob got about 5 foot to the right of this line, and it probably changed the drop from like a 3 foot drop, and it probably went 5 foot, and you were basically over the bars, almost eating shit.
Oh.
But you rode it out.
I hit it.
Everything worked out. But dude, it made it.
I put that suspension to the test.
It made it
I was
10
impressed.
times worse. And man, before we left the venue every day, they would like do like a riders meeting, and they would say, "Guys, please, if you're not an advanced rider, stay on the painted
If
line."
you've only
That's
ridden a
something to think
mongoose,
about.
please don't do this.
Yeah, we're taking a shuttle up to
There
a
was a
double
couple
black
times,
diamond.
like I shot. I mean, like
Do
we
you
would just
really
make
do?
wrong turns.
Yeah.
I did
And
the same
a
thing.
wrong turn would put you in a really bad spot.
Yeah,
quick,
yeah, yeah.
you know?
Those deep
But-
travel bikes
It
saved
was still pretty fun as long as you didn't get hurt.
I tried to get the biggest travel bike I could just because I knew I needed it to eat all the rocks I was planning on hitting.
Oh, there are a couple little cliffs that we went off. If I wouldn't have had 160 in there, I would have been over the handlebars.
Yeah.
Helmer, is this thing still on?
Yeah, I found out that Rocky Mountain I rode, the Instinct, was only a 140. I swore to myself it was 160. I guess that's a confidence booster, though, right? You're right.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is 160. Now I got back. That's great. What is
I
that,
think
160?
140 is a good sweet spot. There,
That was on the Mag 7, so that's fine.
yeah. I enjoy riding that. I think
I'm a
there are some instances out there, especially Ahab, where you could probably use a little bit deeper travel. But for the most part, I think 140 is good.
There was a couple different trails in Meg 7. You guys remember the names?
Yeah.
All right.
Cause some of the names are really cool.
What about
So
that long ride back to the downhill, up that hill?
The Jeep trail? Yeah. It was a Jeep trail that went straight up a mountain.
Yeah.
That was
You've
tough.
been riding all day.
We started on Bull Run.
Right.
We rode over
Something
to
gold.
the Great Escape,
Great Escape was awesome.
and then we hit Gold Bar.
Gold
Gold
Bar.
Bar took us down to, I don't know, quarter-mile sand pit, which was
Quicksand.
which
It was-
Well, right before the sand pit, though, you had a really cool, fun drop.
yeah, it
And
was
another-
a fun little jump off.
And you could big drop. You could kind of land in some sand. If you didn't make it, you could crash into some sand.
Yeah.
And then you were basically kind of done with the trail,
And then
this was how you get back to the
you had
venue.
to pedal.
Like a quarter mile of sand, and then you went straight up a Jeep trail,
Yeah.
which was hell of a climb.
With,
Forever.
with Jeeps on it.
Yeah,
And motorcycles.
Jeeps and dirt bikes and
Yeah.
stuff running. But the descent on that, going back down,
Oh,
That was
great.
The whole
intense.
time
Fast,
you were kind of
man.
overlooking the venue, heading back down to the Outerbike venue, and it was good. It was cool.
just an old, yeah.
It's been a while since I climbed. A few years since I climbed that hard. That was a pretty big climb.
It was
How
long.
about that guy rolling up on us, and he had a 26-inch tire bike, and he had I don't know what his bar width was in the middle, but it was
Like
probably
110.
Yeah, it was probably 12 inches.
I don't think he had a helmet on.
And
either.
he was on a specialized bike, and he passed us up, and I was like, "Holy
I
shit, dude!
remember-
This dude was straight out of the '80s mountain biking." And
I
he
love that
passed
guy.
us up and beat us down to the venue by probably an hour.
Love that guy.
He's a dude.
That
Yeah,
same
yeah.
day, your friend, your friend,
Yeah, so I
was-
met you guys at the top of that Jeep hill, and then you guys went
she
on.
almost got hit by a.
So I'm
dirt
waiting
bike.
for it, and there's these dirt bikes coming down it. And this guy, he's just flying. I'm like, damn, this dude's going way too fast. And then right at there's a turn on this hill climb, he was going down the turn. They're coming up, and he doesn't see until right at the apex of the turn, and he hits his brake. He first is gonna lay it down, and I think it would have been fine, but then he all of a sudden goes the other way and high sides it. And from what I saw, I was like, someone's going over that hill or over that cliff, really.
No, it wasn't a hill. It was a cliff. It was
Yeah.
probably 400 or 500 foot
It's
drop.
Not a hill.
But I guess
It's a
she
mountain.
said where they were, there was plenty of room, but it looked really bad. And he said he apologized to him, but I was like, oh,
I remember seeing the guy pass me. You could tell he was an old two-stroke, and the thing, I don't know if it had bad tires, but the thing was just all over the place, and he was definitely driving. He's riding over his head.
yeah.
I thought, man, that guy's just
I like to see
something bad's
something.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
I said
I
if
knew
we
it.
go back,
I could feel it.
if we go back, we should spend a day. We should spend a day jeeping or something.
Oh, it'd be fun.
Saved me.
I don't know, man. You guys can Jeep. I'll run a dirt bike out there.
yeah, looked like you could just
Same.
rip all
Yeah.
day.
I'll get a razor.
You think they're gonna let you
Get a razor. I'll ride over top your razor on my dirt bike.
I'll crush you.
Man, there were some unbelievable like Jeeps and razors.
Dude, they're nasty.
These guys had some unbelievable.
Dude, they had a
rigs.
beefed up, like 30-inch tire,
Man, you know what I'm
extended
gonna say?
swing arms.
I probably had 2 other chances to go to Moab in my life when I was younger, and every time I was like, "Oh no, I gotta work." Life bullshit, whatever.
Screw life.
Mistake.
When we went out there this year, I was really mad. I was upset at myself that I didn't go before this. So if there's any young guys listening, you're in your 20s, you get a chance to go to Moab, do it. Do it now, man.
For sure.
You
Lock
might
it
even
in.
move out there forever
God,
because
it's
it
amazing.
blows this place away.
Get a chance to go anywhere, man. Just do it.
Yeah, travel.
Yeah.
So day 3. Wait, did we? Yeah, we rode again behind the venue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
second
Bar.
part of day 2 after an awesome.
Usually half day or the second half of the day was always back on the bar M trails.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were basically licking our wounds.
That's when I picked up the Fazari. First time.
The Fazari.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally turned. Helmer's the first one to ride the Fazari, and he's like, "Dope, you guys got to try this bike." And I was like, "Man, so what? It's made in Utah." After we tried it, me, you, Helmer, we were kind of hooked on that bike.
You guys were.
Not to mention, the guys doing, running the whole Fazari booth were great dudes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that was their first venue, I think, wasn't it?
Fazari for them.
No, that's
Really?
no. They said last year when they had free time after the event, that's when they were putting the LaSalle to
Yeah.
working.
Hey, not to get off subject, but every time we came back to the venue, and I'm not trying to scare anyone that's listening that wants to go out there, but every time we came back to the venue, how many people were basically in slings, like that you saw that were
Dude, I saw
they
more-
were normal the
I saw
day
more
before,
bloody shins.
and then like maybe a ride later than that afternoon, I'd see them in slings, and some of these dudes you could tell they were like top notch riders.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were getting up there riding over their
We
heads.
saw
but-
that in Bentonville.
No,
too.
yeah. What about we just rolled into Bentonville and that dude's face was all bloody?
Oh,
We were
yeah,
like,
dude.
what?
Yeah, there's slings.
I mean,
and
people
stuff.
ride hard out there, but there was a lot of people in slings, man.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Petersburg wave.
So the second part of day 2, we went and rode Deadmans Double Black Diamond. Was it Deadmans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, we went up on that.
Yeah. That
And,
thing was
yeah,
gnarly, dude.
Probably the most technical, I would call it like tech flow.
Tech fun flow, yeah. It was
There
a
was
lot
flow
of
to
fun.
it?
Yeah.
On
there
the
was.
backside.
Bunch of weird, like
Tech
kind of
flow,
choppy
yeah.
drops, and I mean, like if you let your guard down on this trail, you were gonna be.
Do you
fucked
think
up.
the trail, since me and Jacob did ride, do you think the trail, so I'm just asking from the outside, would be better or you would enjoy it more if you didn't ride Mag 7?
If you started fresh on it,
No, it'd be the same, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was different than what we
Yeah,
had
it
been
was like
riding.
you
Really?
didn't
Yeah.
compare to any other trail because it was just like so like.
was it
It
more
was
uphill, flat, or
technical.
downhill?
It was
and,
like,
like,
trials
weird.
uphill
But it was
riding.
fun.
Sounds like it was everything.
We started it.
Yeah.
No, it was a crusher though. Like
I did
it
about
took
I
some
don't know,
strength.
Yeah,
couple
you
hundred
had
yards
to
into
get
it, and I was
through
like,
it.
dude,
Mentally, it
I'm
was
smoked
tough.
from what was it, a Mag 7.
The end of
I was
it, though,
smoked. I was
like,
like, I'm
yeah.
turning back.
It'd be
It was
dangerous.
weird because the beginning it was like a lot of climbing, like kind of step up climbs,
Switchbacks and stuff.
real tight switchbacks. But then remember the end, it kind of got like these like real fun, like tight kind of switchback,
Yeah.
flowy downhill sections. And I mean, like remember like the last like mile. I mean, you were kind of getting into some pretty treacherous like berm trails. If you shot over the berm,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
you were in like some sort of little like cactus valley.
Dude, I knew I was done before that because I was way behind you guys, and I saw this one opportunity to jump, and I jumped, and the trail went left. And
Yeah,
I
remember seeing
ate
you
it.
shot straight
Dude,
off
I
the
shot
trail.
straight off the trail into a cactus.
Yeah.
I even
I
got,
rode up to you guys with
I got a little
I
intimidated
saw it all. I was
Okay.
right there. It was great.
Oh, pine
because
needles
I
on
was
my
with
back.
you and we saw a guy that was way up on the hill, like in the rocks, just
Yeah.
like climbing up
I was like,
over him. And
God,
I was
is that
like,
the trail?
that is a few miles away of climbing these boulders.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be hard.
I'm heading back, man. I'm heading back for some
Man,
beers.
out of all the places we rode, I really that trail we rode, Jake. I really felt like that was like Rattlesnake Heaven.
Oh yeah,
It's a bunch of
absolutely.
little like overhangs and like
It could have been.
shady logs and rocks and just like there was probably 50 rattlesnakes we rode over we didn't know.
We're lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
God, you guys are lucky.
Everyone at home probably thinks that there's like a million
They
rattlesnakes.
probably thought you were out there having fun, but you were fighting for your life.
Pretty much. There's snakes everywhere.
Everything was.
Out of all that whole time, we saw one rattlesnake.
On the side of the highway.
The locals that we like told them about, they're like, actually, this is rattlesnake breeding season. It's pretty serious.
They're aggressive.
You
They'll
look-
chase you.
This is the worst time for like snake bites. We're like, oh,
Great.
So
we made it.
Day 3.
that night we went to the Mexican Italian or Italian Mexican.
Italian Mexican.
There's Italian Mexican food, and we
We
almost
got
burned
like,
that place
I think
down.
we got Mexican lasagna. Or
What
something.
about Chelsea ordered some pineapple? We're like, we don't want that thing, and we're like, and we
Oh,
started-
this was that food.
That was good. Oh, that was the Mexican place. That
That was the Mexican Italian food.
delicious.
It's delicious.
What was in it? It was I can't remember.
Shrimp and
Everything
mushrooms.
Shrimp,
delicious.
fried rice,
Chicken.
pork.
But we're like, we don't want that. And then she's
God, it
like,
was
you
good.
sure? Oh, I don't eat
They just
shit.
put a layer of cheese on it. And
Oh my
Unreal.
God. Still, my
Queso.
cholesterol level
Yeah, because you're like
still
shrimp,
recovering.
pineapple, because it was in a pineapple, right? That hollowed pineapple. Out.
Yeah.
It was in a pineapple under the sea.
A yellow one.
Do you put some in the air ducts? So we,
Nah, I think it was in that garage beer that Joby brought.
Could have been.
He injected some edibles.
so yeah, day 3.
Sorry for partying, Helmer.
Captain Ahab.
Donnie!
Captain Ahab, the would you say the second most well-known trail other than the Enchilada?
probably out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably number 2.
I don't know.
Double black
Slick
diamond.
Rock is,
Slick Rock is
probably
very well
number
done.
one.
I'd say
It's tough, man. I mean, that like you don't realize how many like unbelievable trails are out there, and there's the top 3.
Yeah.
I mean, if you probably start talking to other mountain bikers, those are probably in the top 20 trails talked about in America.
I would think so. Yeah.
3 of those trails.
Yeah.
they
And
do an
Ahab's-
awesome job
Ahab's-
maintaining those things, man. I mean,
Yeah, the
like
lines
keeping
are
the lines
painted.
painted,
Yeah.
and just
Like Ahab
absolutely.
blew my mind in the fact that it looks so like untouched, like it just looks so
I was expecting
natural, you know,
Like
when you're out there
dinosaurs to
riding.
walk by or something. It was
Like
crazy.
when you're riding, you're like, is this even a
It's
trail?
scary riding because you catch yourself just looking around at all the
That was
scenery.
the best scenery.
But
for
everything,
sure.
like
Yeah.
everything you rolled up, down, across, through,
Looked like it was untouched, but there's probably
all
thousands
thought
of
about.
people that ride that every
Like
month.
every time you put your tire in an area, you're like, man, somebody built this and they built it for a purpose, and it's been calculated. Like, and everything's doable. I mean, there isn't anything there you can't ride. Is it working?
All right, so we're back. We're talking about Captain Ahab. Oh yeah, we're talking about the top 3 trails, probably in the U.S. or in that area. Are they, how close? I guess we're just basically discussing, those compared to every other trail in the United States in a sense.
They really are. They're top 1, 2, or 3 right there in Moab, I think.
Oh yeah. I'm sure people would argue this, but I'd say they're at least in the top 10, top 20 talked about trails in the United States.
Slick Rock in particular, though.
Which I've never ridden. You've ridden, right?
Yeah.
I hear a lot about it.
It's not. Ahab was, from what I can remember, it was 20 years later for me, but Ahab was much more technically put together, that was rideable, but much more intimidating.
Yeah.
I know what I was going to say about Ahab. I remember when we first started, they're like, hey, man, the climb is brutal. Don't be wrong. It was no joke, but I was expecting like I almost feel like that Jeep trail was like worse on me a little bit.
That was way
I
worse.
think the majority of riders, you got to think, like, we don't have tons of elevation here, but we got some really good climbs
Yeah.
still, even though we
I mean, Devue's not
tons
long,
of
but
elevation,
it
but-
never like sets in like.
Yeah, dude, but that was
But I think around here,
brutal.
you learn how to ride on
Punchy
slick
climb,
clay and,
yeah.
like, kind of rough rock terrain.
That's what was so awesome about it. I mean, we're used to riding single track,
It's slick.
clay, trees.
Yeah.
We get out to these rocks, man. It's like
Everything
holy
grips.
whoa, awesome.
Every
Yeah.
now and then you ran into
Yeah.
some sand.
How surprising were those rocks gripping?
Oh, it's just...
So-
Once you got used to it, your confidence level just was boosted because every turn you made, it was there,
What's funny is if you went to like back to east and like rode our local trails where there's some rock sections, your mind would be like, oh, and then your mind would think you got it.
Right. Well, everything around here is wet and got moss on it. And,
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got to hand this area. It prepares you for a lot of, it's a lot of kind of tricky riding, technical riding that kind of sets you up for other places that have much better terrain.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ahab was, I want to ride again. I'm already ready to go.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you guys remember this. Like, right after we kind of summited at the top, we kind of all posed for a picture. Right after that, man, we probably rode like 200 yards, and they had like a couple big rock step downs, and like it was like you rode off of a small rock onto a big rock, and like out of all the sections, man, that was probably one of the cooler spots because you could tell.
I remember that.
I don't know if they actually rolled those rocks in place, but after you got down and you look back, like it wasn't as bad as it seemed when you were first going into a blind, because you didn't know it, but. When you look back in the section, you're like, man, did they push all those? I mean, one of these rocks was probably 15, 20 foot tall at least.
Yeah.
And then there was another like 5 or 6 foot tall rock. And these were all kind of like big roundish rocks all piled on top of each other. And there was a perfect trail right down over top of all of it. And when you look back, you were just like, man, that's amazing.
And Ahab was set up so half of it you climb, or the first quarter of it you climb.
Right.
And then the back half, it's all descent.
Yeah, like so now we were basically kind of starting like some fun descent stuff a little bit. We got into another little climb, and then after that it was all downhill. And it was just like drop after drop after drop after fun. Just
with a cliff on the side.
God, it was great.
There's so much, and the scenery, the Fazari ate it up.
Oh, the Fazari.
I went back for the Fazari. Kevin got the Fazari.
Yeah.
It was great.
I think I was on Specialized that day.
On that bike, I literally felt like a pro on that trail. I guess because they, like they said, they kind of set them up for that terrain.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What'd you ride?
I was on the Jameis Portal. It was good. It was real good.
Do you remember, like Helmer sent a video out, it's been a couple weeks ago, but actually there was, who was the guy on YouTube that showed that trail being built?
That was the YouTuber BKXC.
Yeah.
And he met the guys who built it.
Yeah, so like he rides with a couple of the trail, or one of the trail builders, but then the trail builder guy he rode with actually has a video, and he shows them, actually moving some of them rocks around.
Yeah.
And one way they did it, like one of the rocks they had to move with, and he said like this was like a crucial part of the trail, and if they couldn't get this rock moved, basically like you couldn't connect the loop. So they actually moved it with like I think he said like a 4-ton bottle jack or 5-ton bottle jack, and it took them like 8 hours. But they show this time lapse video of them moving a rock. It's pretty cool to check out. If you guys get a chance, check it out. But
Should put
I'll find the title here.
you should put the link. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. And I remember like coming to that section. So Jake, that was right before they had that real treacherous turn. It was like a left-hand turn right at the end. You made it through there, but man, like that's the only section on Ahab I walked.
Oh, where it shoots you off the cliff?
Well, yeah, there's a blue arrow, left. It's kind of a left curved arrow. And I'm telling you, man, like, there's not a lot of room for error. And if you make a mistake here, man, you're dead.
Yeah.
One pedal
you
clip.
rode through it like it was nothing. I was like, oh my God. I don't think even, I thought, did he not know that was it? You rode it blind. It was like off camber. It was an off camber, like right hand off camber. There was a cliff ledge to the right. So, like, the off camera kind of shot you toward the cliff ledge.
It was sketchy.
And there was, man, you could tell they intentionally put this big blue arrow, like make a left or die. They didn't say that on the trail, but
the blood says,
dude. So that if you look on the, if you watch the video, that rock is right before that section. But I don't know if you remember, like you were kind of riding the cliff was to your right, and you were riding like kind of this technical flowy stuff. Kind of riding over some big rocks, and that's where that rock was they had to move. If not, man, like you would have had to go so close to the cliff to the right, you would have never been able to pass it.
Right.
And it made it like crucial to move. But if you watch the time-lapse video, it's unbelievable. It's like 4 or 5 guys, and they're like pushing the rock. If you watch it, you understand. But they're pushing this rock, out of the way, and then they're kind of stacking rocks underneath it to prop it up.
The video title is How Moab's iconic Captain Ahab trail came to life. I'll also put the link in the show.
Does anyone remember? This is a pop quiz. Does anyone remember what the trail was named after?
Moab? Ahab?
Captain
Yeah.
Ahab.
Who is Captain Ahab?
Oh,
Oh,
question.
no, was it a
is-
rock?
You're wrong. Next, Jake, what do you got?
What, like Captain Ahab?
What was the trail?
Moby Dick?
Come on, you're getting
The
closer.
white whale?
You're on it.
Yeah, there's
There's a rock.
There's a rock that looks like a whale out there.
And we passed it right up.
Yeah.
We never even
They
stopped.
kept going, take a look at it.
Man, every rock up there looks like a whale.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I remember you guys pointed it out, but it didn't look like anything but a big ass white rock like every other one.
Didn't even know that.
Well, I wonder why they. Yeah, I'd like to know the history on that. Like, were these guys just smoking tons of weed, like reading Moby Dick and like building trails?
Building
or
trails. So zen.
Maybe that trail was like their white whale, like
What? I'll be honest,
moving
man. Like
rocks and shit.
when I was young, and I was like, "You need to read Moby Dick." It just sounded kind of weird. You know? Like, Moby Dick.
Ahoy.
Who wants to read about Moby Dick?
I'm gonna ride my bike.
So we did that trail. Did you guys ride the back in the B loop that day?
Yeah,
Every day.
Me and Kevin did.
Every day we crushed the B loop.
So we get back, we ride Ahab. It was a lot of fun. We get back
Kind of thought our
to
day
the
was
venue,
over.
and it took us most of the day to ride
Yeah.
Ahab, and our day was almost over. And me and Kevin were looking for new bikes, and none of the vendors wanted to give us bikes to go
They
out
were
to ride
shut down,
because they were
yeah.
like, "Oh, you only have like 2 hours to ride. Forget it."
And they all shut down.
No,
I couldn't find one.
I grabbed one from Jameis.
Jameis
Yeah.
guys, shout
Yeah.
out to Jameis. They basically
Kept it
stayed
alive.
out late, man.
Yeah, they
Kept it
did,
alive.
and we were like,
They
"Dude,
worked
we
late
promised
for us,
we'll bring
right.
him back 4:00." He's like, "All right," and we went out. We brought him back like
Yeah, I
just in
think
time.
we like crunched in like a 10-mile loop.
We did.
somehow.
We actually rode a lot.
Yeah.
We rode a lot more of the backside.
What was
of
the name of that? We got on like Sidewinder or something.
And we stopped. We could have went even further. Remember, we were like, should we do it? I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
I don't know. I don't know if
so
we'll make it back in
close.
time. Those guys were kind of
Yeah.
cool for letting us take the bikes out.
Yeah, they like kind of pushed an extra. They gave us an extra hour. Like they said, well, we close up at
One of those guys is
Or-
from Columbus.
really.
Yeah. It was.
What was the name of that one trail? It was pretty cool. It was like Sidewinder, and we jumped on
Yeah,
something else,
like that. Yeah.
some sort of gold rushy
I think it
name,
was Sidewinder.
That whole system, though. If
Rusty
you're out in
something.
Moab, that,
Rusty Spur.
Yeah.
that whole system out
Yeah.
there was really cool.
I loved it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moab's pretty sweet.
And that pretty much that concluded our riding, but it didn't end after that.
That's when the Twisted Beard.
The Twisted Beard trip
Twisted
got
Beard
crazy.
came out.
Yes.
No, we went back. Like I mean, they were still serving beer that day, right?
Yeah,
A lot of the vendors started closing up shop.
vendors started closing up. We partied with the Con guy for a while.
Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was wasn't there a high jump contest too?
You
Evil.
guys missed that.
Right in front of the evil tent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw some of them.
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't even really a jump. It was just kind of a block of wood. They were just
It's
smacking
kind of more
real
like
hard.
it was like
Straight
a
up in the
boost.
air.
Oh, it was
Those
like a
guys-
boost contest.
It was like
I
a
mean,
90-degree
you gotta
angle.
hand it to some of these young dudes, man. They
I
were
was
like,
impressed.
I mean, there was one dude. He probably got 10 feet vert.
Oh, he was
And
tabletop.
probably went. How far you think he went? They screamed out a measurement. Probably
far.
15 foot or something.
It was far.
And he probably had like a.
It was not a ramp
He had a
at all.
20
It was just
foot
a
run
block
at
of wood. They
It
would
was
just smack.
about a 2-foot ramp that was on about a 60-degree angle.
It was straight up
They
in the air.
hit
man. It
your
was
front
a-
tire hit so hard.
How
It
about
was
the-
not a ramp at all.
How about that venue though? I mean, they basically. How many tents you think? They set up like 100 tents out in the middle of the desert.
Middle of the desert, yeah.
You're in the middle of nowhere, man.
I remember
like-
one day it was super windy. I go, man, it's awful windy. He goes, it's Moab, bro.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
So far on all
Cold in the
on all
morning,
these
hot in the
trips, man,
afternoon.
We've had awesome weather too. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was cold in the morning, warmed up, sun came out, hit the desert, got
Yeah.
up to what, like 70, 75. It was like perfect.
So perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Bentonville this year was a
A disaster.
I heard that, man. It was like just
washout.
solid rain.
yeah.
Man, that sucks for the venue.
Was there anything before we go forward to talk about 2020? Is there anything you wanted to ride and you didn't get to ride? I mean, I'm sure you could say everything.
Man, I wondered what was that? We were just talking about it. Was that switch? It had that switch linkage. Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
I want to
What
do
was
the
it called?
Strive.
Canyon Strive.
Took it from 135 to 150.
But man, I don't know that. Like the one dude in the line in front of me was on it, and I don't know if this thing was, jacked up or wonky or what. But it just was kind of from switching from one travel setting to the other. It was a little different. But but yeah, I'd love to ride it on the trail because I mean that thing can basically go from was it like 130, 120 travel to 160? I mean,
I think it's 135 to 150.
It switches linkage.
That's big.
It switches linkage in the rear shock setting to where it goes from almost like a downhill travel bike to borderline cross country type travel if you want to climb or whatever. But
I really wanted to ride that mullet. I never got a
20.
chance.
Yeah, they were. You couldn't even touch them.
Yeah, I couldn't get
Like
one.
I saw two
Alchemy.
guys fist fighting over
Yeah,
one.
the Alchemy. I wish I would have rode a Reed bike. They had some of their newer ones there. I just didn't get a chance to ride those.
What about the that real funky front suspension? What was it called?
That was goofy, man.
Man, you
The
could
Star Wars
you
looking
couldn't
ass.
get it. You know what I didn't like is the last day that we had I don't know. There was plenty of time left. They're like, no, we stopped sending them out 2 hours
Yeah,
ago.
we asked them.
Yeah,
they were like,
no.
no. We're like, really, dude?
That's weird.
What was the name of that fork?
They did a raffle and
It's like a Yarny or
They did a raffle, but I really wouldn't care to win it.
that was a weird fork. It just seemed like it'd be so heavy. It had so much
Man,
metal
I
on
mean,
it.
I would like to knock it, but I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, I can't knock it. It
It
just
could be unbelievable.
Yeah, could send you up.
Still wouldn't put it on my bike. God, it's ugly.
It is big.
It was ugly.
I'm looking up the Strive here. Give me a second.
2020.
Yep.
So
Where do you guys think it's headed?
since
man?
we talked about this, man, they announced 3 new
I have it right here.
extra venues.
Oh, really?
Vermont is one of them. Minnesota.
Would love to go there.
They're going back to Moab, obviously. Bentonville,
Here we go, right here.
Colorado.
I couldn't find the Strive. I moved over to the Outerbike. Outerbike, the first one's Deer Valley, then Vermont.
Deer Valley, Utah.
Yeah, which is
That's a
literally-
park, right? Riding park.
Yeah.
Ski
I mean, there's cross country there, but yeah,
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
You asked the
I'm
question.
a bro now.
You asked the question.
Is Cannondale there? Is Cannondale there?
Lefty.
lefty. Right,
lefties
lefty, right, lefty, right.
I say Vermont. I mean,
So-
hands
Man,
down.
actually, I'll agree with you because.
Or let me finish them out.
Sorry. Shut down, man.
Because you could say something else. Utah, Vermont, Colorado, Minnesota, Tahoe, California side, Utah, and Arkansas.
I think Vermont will be pretty cool.
The Utah one the Utah one that fall with Moab.
Yeah.
Moab fall.
I do like going to them in the fall though, because we ride all summer and it kind of gives me
Right.
something to look forward to. Because we've gone both the ones we've gone to were in October,
Right.
and it's it kind of leads up.
I
to
don't know
that.
about you, but man, there's a lot going on around here still, and it's hard to get out of town, but it's well worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm with Joby because man, I've heard quite a few reports guys kind of going towards Vermont or north, that northeast area,
Is that a
man.
bike park too?
And you don't realize how rocky it gets.
Killington, I think.
Yeah, that's a bike park.
Beautiful.
So it's going to be half bike park, half shuttle, or half lifts.
Oh, yeah.
Some cross country stuff.
I
You've
think-
never rode a lift, man. That's
I haven't.
you
mean
manufactured bike park. Yeah.
I only ride park.
Totally right.
only ride park.
I think that
Who's going to draw?
Tahoe and Vermont would be my top 2 there. I'd love to go back to Bentonville just to check out because they change probably every 4 months. It's amazing the amount
What were they
that
saying they
put
were
in.
building? How
It's
many
like a mile
miles?
a week,
A mile a week.
something like that. Something ridiculous. We haven't been there in a little bit over a year. 2 years, it'll
basically
probably be so much.
double the trails.
So
So
they
they-
built 50 miles.
Yeah.
Over
So
50 miles.
by the time we get back there, it'll be 100 miles.
Yeah.
That's
Probably
amazing.
80 miles of trail.
Golly.
I think you guys would like Deer Valley. I mean, that's in the summer though, but Deer Valley is fun when I rode out there.
Man, I mean, I would not turn down Moab again.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I wouldn't
No.
either.
I'd love to see that at annual trip, man.
Moab.
You said
It would be
anal?
hard for me to. It'd be hard for me to turn down Vermont though.
Vermont.
My nasally.
I tell you, if it's our chance to go to Vermont, that's the cool thing about this Outerbike thing is for the price. You know, you go, you ride these awesome places,
So-
you get
so back
shuttles,
up, so back
and
up.
you
The
get the
price-
rental bike for the price
The
of it.
price is like $250.
It's
right?
like $250.
That gets you everything.
If you spent 4 days
You can
renting a
spend
bike
less.
from a shop,
You can like
It's
there's
$100 a
lower
day.
tier, like you can get like.
Here, I'll give you the breakdown.
like you bring your own bike,
Yeah.
it's a little bit lower.
At first, I was like, man, that's kind of expensive. But,
But-
once I did it, I paid that price. That is, I
Right.
mean, well worth it.
But any shop you go to, you're renting a bike, it's 80, 100, 120 bucks at least
Yeah.
a day.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But you can't go anywhere and ride.
unless
that
you're bringing
level
your
of
own bike.
Yeah.
But plus you go in, you have a nice lunch and beer. That's another 30, 40,
Did I mention
whatever.
how good the food was?
Let me give you a little breakdown of the 3 options you have. The full demo, 3 days unlimited bike demos, lift tickets to use during the event, 3 delicious lunches, access to Outerbike venues and vendors,
Lift tickets and shuttles are expensive too.
Yeah.
access to trails at the events, access to prizes and contests, access to Outerbike happy hour. That's $250 plus fee.
Man, you know what I would like to see us do? Like, go out there a day early. And, like, kind of get acclimated, because I feel like...
For Moab or anywhere?
Anywhere. Like, if we're going to start doing this as a group, you know, I know it's tough to get out of work and this and that, but that'd be pretty cool to
Fuck,
get
I
there.
quit my job.
To get there a day early and, like,
48
get
hours.
set. Because,
Yeah.
man, I feel like, dude, I feel
Rush
like
in-
as soon as we get there,
rush
we're
into a ride and then you leave. Like
Yeah.
give it a day or two to kind of like, or
So-
even rent a bike and just.
You ever
kinda
seen
cruise
that
around.
movie Snatch?
Yeah.
That one American gangster goes like to England. He like he's taking shots and he like airplane. Yeah.
So the next one's the BYOB, basically bring your own bike. No bike demos with this pass.
Where's this at?
This is
Outerbike.
the options you have.
Oh, okay.
So the next one, which
I wouldn't
is,
recommend that, guys.
Yeah, if you, I guess
Try
if you
out
bring your
the-
own bike.
Try out the newest. Latest.
So I guess technically when we went to Bentonville, we could have done. I'm not saying I would have, but we could have done this one.
Yeah, I would have been.
I mean,
disappointed.
technically, we brought our bike. We could have just rode the trail.
I would have been disappointed.
But it was fun to ride. It was fun demoing the bikes.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
our-
man,
well,
like,
that's what-
Bentonville.
And this year, I was in the market for a new bike. Jacob was in the market for a new bike.
Yeah, that's what got me on
Talk
my
about
Kona.
the bike that's sitting down here right now.
Yeah.
The
Man,
Kona.
you can't forget the party at Bentonville too. They had like these organized events that were pretty sweet. That were nightlife and everything.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
We had
one
the
thing-
Guns N' Roses party.
That's one thing Moab didn't have. I mean, the after party, but I'm not disappointed by it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I'd like to
Outerbike
see it.
got me on my Kona.
Yeah.
I think there was so many different things to do, and well, I mean, both places had pretty many. I mean,
What date?
back up to Bentonville.
What date is?
How do you get lost in like a? It's like it was 4 blocks, and we got turned around in a minivan somehow.
Who got lost?
You did.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going.
Joby,
know where I'm
Well,
yeah,
you missed
we
our
just
only
missed-
turn.
It's a square.
To the house.
It's a square.
You want to know about dates? That's
Yeah. When's Vermont? What date?
All right, give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
Vermont is July 24th through the 26th.
That's the day after my birthday.
Perfect, bro.
Happy
You
fucking
guys
birthday.
can pay for me and everything, man. That is excellent.
I'll buy you a beer if you're lucky.
Moab's the same dates next year, October 2nd through the 4th.
Do they have like announcements of what trails are on? Like,
I think they do the same ones.
Yeah.
If we went back out there, though, we'd have to go early and do
Enchilada
the
for
enchilada.
sure. God,
I think that's the only thing we really missed.
I think
while
we'd
we
have
were
to go
out there.
2 days early and do Slick Rock.
Yeah.
Is anybody
help with the trail build on the big burrito.
big burrito.
is anybody
burrito.
What a great name, man.
is anybody up for doing 2 of them this year? Just to throw it out there.
I am.
Man, now that Doug's got this garage wrapped up,
Garage.
garage, I think I could definitely fit it in.
So yeah, first one until June. So June to October. That's when they are. Highly recommended. I don't know how I started, like where I found out. I said, hey, we should try this out.
I'd
Well, you
say
did.
I'd love to take credit for it, but Helmer, I gotta hand it to you,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
You definitely like pushed
done
and
some good
pushed
planning
it.
on it.
It was fun.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for getting us out of our Boone County shell.
I'm going to say I'm a little disappointed in
Me?
in our place in Moab because they snuck. You gotta check out those Airbnbs. The lingo is sneaky.
Man, I thought
That
it was
was
fine.
great, man.
Well, it's in 5 beds and they won't almost roll out.
Yeah, it worked.
And I felt
Dude,
bad you guys
we
had to be on the couch
It
I
worked.
was fine with it.
The
man.
couch is
as I'm
comfortable.
sitting in my
Yeah.
king bed.
They had
Actually, I liked it out
I
there.
did too.
they had the little baby watching after them.
Hey, my bed was haunted, man. It had a baby.
Jake would kind of like his snoring would start out like real quiet, and then like the later and the, like towards like 5, 6 in the morning get louder. It was like a natural alarm
Hey,
clock.
by the way, where did Hunter sleep?
Was he there?
Twisted Beard slept in a
Twisted
chair or something like that. No, he slept on the hide-a-bed. Because you had the couch, he had the
Yeah,
pull-out bed.
there's a hide-a-bed.
Twisted Beard
Yeah.
had the hide-a-bed.
Where?
So 3 of you were in the living room.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like
it, it really wasn't that bad.
I liked when someone like got real close to your bed. You're like, "Hey, get out of my bed up."
It's in my room, bro.
Hey, how about this? Let's say we're partying in the living room. For 1 solid hour, we studied submarine training on leaks, like emergency leak preparation.
We kept
Which,
going. We kept
listen, I mean, believe it or not, I've been telling people about this, and like,
Really?
they're looking it up. They're like, "That's crazy!" Like they'll get back with me like a couple days later.
We had a bunch of
Did you
beers.
watch it? They're like, "Dude, that is crazy."
Got real drunk.
You kept making Jacob go through all the signals and stuff. Yeah, the signals.
Do a couple. Come on, come on, man.
I'm not drunk enough, man. I can't do it. Maybe when you're lucky.
Oh, one other thing I wanted to bring up as we're going forward. Are we going to try to ride in
PTSD.
February and down south?
Yeah, thought that was the plan.
Down
You guys
south?
haven't,
Delks in.
quote unquote, checked your schedules.
They don't know this yet, but I'm quitting.
Come on,
I'm quitting my
man.
job. So yes.
You know my wife's cool.
Yeah, we're in, man.
She does sneaky vacations on you.
What's down south? Knoxville?
Chattanooga.
trails that you can ride?
Chattanooga.
Yeah. Oh, Chattanooga.
I'd like to. I mean, I've
Did
rode a
you
lot
see
of
my Kona
Knoxville.
down there?
I'll go back if you guys
she's
want,
ready.
but I'd like to check out Chattanooga too.
Yeah, I'm saying Chattanooga.
Yeah.
The only thing is, there only way Sono Tacos could
We got other
deliver.
spots there. We got other spots.
They could deliver down to
That's
Chattanooga.
like people who just can't, like, I don't know, I'm not going to put on haters. But
If
people
you
who
guys
just can't
ever down
change.
Baker's Creek, is it Baker's Creek Preserve?
Yeah, Knoxville.
Knoxville, stop in Sono Tacos.
Dude, I'd rather have Bob's Bagels.
Shout out to
You
Sono
would know, so I know
Tacos.
you can get it. Bill's Bagels moved downtown.
I heard that.
Bill's
Way to go,
Bagels.
Bill! Shout out to Bill. What's his
Nice.
last name?
Ford.
Bagel.
Bill
Alright.
Ford.
Yeah, no.
I'm down, but I can't make it the 13th, 14th, 15th.
You have a schedule put out further than Friday?
Thought we were going late.
I'm
Yeah,
going-
we're going like at the end of 28.
Cool. I'm going skiing.
Sleep day.
Nice.
That means we'll stay down there forever.
So we're going to shoot for the 28th, see if that works for
Oh, that's
everybody.
right. Leap year.
Forever.
Because the Valentine's pub crawls on that weekend.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Speaking of, you got Delmer.
Yeah. My
Then we're
parents
going to the
want
pub
him
crawl.
gone. He needs
Is Delmer freaking out his parents? That
Hey.
thing is freaked out
Hey,
more
no.
people than
I
I
want
know.
him.
He's going to appear
He's going
somewhere.
in here. He belongs in here.
I feel
I'm
like
gonna
he
drop
belongs
kick
in here.
Delmer right
He
out.
belongs in here. I'm gonna
I
mount him.
feel like there's a lot of wood in here. He
There
would
is a
belong
lot of
He
here.
would do really well in
You know
here.
what you should
He
do?
could, like,
you should
right
cut out
there.
one of these
Man,
walls.
Delmer was in my house staring at me for months. I had to turn him around. He faced the wall for another couple months, and then he went out partying. Thank God you had that pub crawl. We drug him out.
Yeah, and left him with me.
Muska, speak. Muska, speak. Talk.
He's not happy.
Sorry, we tried to get Muska to talk to you guys.
It's not happening.
Delmer will appear somewhere.
Dude, what a great tradition. That thing's so creepy. For you guys at home, if you guys don't know who Delmer is, it's this weird wooden bust that was carved of a buddy of ours. And
Maybe some people don't know the word bust, I don't think.
bust is like it's a
Head and shoulders.
head, shoulder. It's a shoulders up carving or like a statue of a person.
Very presidential.
It's very it kind of looks like what are those statues out there? The monuments. The president's Washington.
Washington Monument?
Is it Washington?
No, it's Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
God, that was a unit in
Man,
my head.
I'm really good at history and
We can tell.
Whoever he got this
geography.
wood from.
But anyway, so that same thing, but it's like a single person. It's a buddy of ours, Grosheim, anyways. But I don't know. Somehow he gave it to me for my wedding.
But who
gift.
carved it, though?
A blind guy carved it,
Golly.
No joke.
so it looks just like him. No, it really does.
It looks like a bad Sam
It's
Adams.
unbelievable. This blind guy carved it, and it's pretty spot on, but it's just slightly off. You
It
know,
looks like that
it's
Sam Adams right there.
It's slightly creepy
scary.
off. Like I don't think the guy did it intentionally, because the guy, I don't want to talk bad because the guy's passed away now, but he did a really good job. But it's slightly off, to where it's just enough off.
But
where it's
how did he
creepy.
carve it, though? How did he know how to carve it?
He felt this guy's face with his hands, and then would
That's amazing.
carve, feel face, carve, feel face. So, anyways, I got this gift, this unbelievable wedding gift, and it's a buddy of ours carved out of wood, and it's just creepy as shit. So last Valentine's pub crawl, I
Brought him out.
I brought him out, but then I kind of dropped him off on you, Jake. Right?
Yeah, I chased you down the street with him, and you guys left.
How did you get to my parents' house?
I brought him for the last podcast we did. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, the
Dropped
first,
him off.
the first.
The very first podcast.
And we thought about, hey, you should carry him everywhere. And I was like, I don't want to carry him anywhere. And they never moved.
It's beautiful.
It's almost been a year.
He's probably getting pretty bored here.
He's a man.
Hey, let me tell
He's
you
probably tired of haunting.
Let me tell you a story. Hilarious.
Hey, when I was at the house, I turned him around and he faced the wall the whole time.
And
Would you get home and he's turned back?
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
wearing
For
sunglasses.
the first couple of weeks when he was staring at us, I didn't get laid. I figured out, this is causing a problem. I turned him around, started right back up after boom,
Boom.
boom.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Hey, so my brother's kids, before they put him, hid him away, his youngest kid would come up and talk. He would talk to him.
No,
However, why didn't you send him off with your brother and his kid?
I think Dale got cursed by it because he did a face swap and it stole his soul.
Remember that?
We were face swapping it.
We were face swapping it at Hoffer House.
How about the guy at Hoffer House goes, I want one of those.
Hey,
You should have given it to him.
My family got me this iTunes gift card.
that guy got a buzz.
How about Scotty G not knowing what a bust? He goes, the guy goes, man, is that that guy got a bust? This guy was like, what's a bust? But he didn't know what the guy was saying, so he's like, what? And he's like, the guy got a bust. Someone over there got a bust. And Scott was like, I don't know what did he bust? Finally, he figured out a bust is a statue of a person.
Yeah. Rushmore's though.
That's awesome.
However, I'm thinking we should wrap it up,
All right,
man.
should we sign this thing off?
Yeah, man, we're getting
Alright.
out there.
What's your call sign? Sign off.
Hold on.
Keep
Around the
doing
room
it
one more
upside
time.
down.
Let's do a vote of where we're going on Outerbike next year.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'll go wherever.
I say Vermont.
I like the Vermont.
Can we see?
Never-
Are we
never
driving?
been to Vermont,
Taking the
man.
van?
I've been to Vermont once, and that was when I was in sub school. And I'm
When-
pretty sure you can open container law. You can cruise and booze.
We can.
Wait, back up. On Vermont, what time of year is it? It's not
July 24th.
Okay,
Perfect.
That'd be perfect temperature.
Stupid hot. Yeah.
No, 75.
I'm saying, yeah, it's farther
cool,
north,
man.
so it's gonna be cooler.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because if we were
Don't they
going,
get them big skiers up there, though?
I was in Connecticut.
if we were going in October, it'd probably be too cold. It'd be snowing by then in Vermont.
They should do one right in the dead of winter. Fat bike, outer bike.
Traverse City,
Fat
Michigan. 1,100 miles of fat bike trails. No snowmobiles allowed.
Let's go.
Jeez.
We got a place
I
to
would
stay.
probably alternate snowboard, mountain bike, snowboard, mountain bike.
Snowmobile.
Outer bike, strider bike.
No bike.
You get a cross country snowboard.
I would have
Lefty.
I would have a ski rope behind
Righty,
the snowmobile
left, right,
on
left,
my
right.
bike.
Anyway,
Signing off.
Hold on, no, you haven't voted.
Oh,
What was your
Vermont,
vote?
of course.
Jake?
I got to get there.
I would like to go to Vermont. Minnesota would be cool, but Vermont, I think we should go to Vermont.
Man, I'm not knocking Minnesota, but just my first instinct, I've fished up there, man. It's really flat.
I like the fact that Vermont's also at a bike park. So,
I like the lift idea.
The thing is that Minnesota is so close. We could just jet up there and back.
Minnesota?
It's not that far. It's closer in
12,
Vermont.
14 hours.
That's 18 hours.
Is it 18
Yeah.
hours? Well, it's close on an airplane.
Actually, I think you can get to Moab faster than you get to Minnesota.
You think? Well,
It's right around the same.
Minnesota's out.
No, I mean, I'm not saying we're out on Minnesota, but
maybe we should just plan a Bentonville trip in October and just take our bikes.
yeah, it doesn't have to
You know what I mean?
be.
It doesn't have to be Outerbike.
I agree.
But wait, we're still going
But we need to hit that. We need to hit that.
I like the October trip.
We need to hit that
My wife
town.
wants to.
We need to hit that town and stay in that hotel with the murder you later, murder you later guy.
Hey, kill you guys later. What did he say?
Wait, huh?
leave your laptop? I was like, what we talking
Homer
about?
left his
laptop at
a hotel.
The Holiday Inn.
in Eureka.
Like in
Eureka,
Missouri.
which I heard that the
Holiday
place has killer trails, and it also has an axe murderer that runs the.
A real killer.
I had to
Breakfast area.
When you
Oh,
roll in
the hotel.
in the morning and get a room.
This guy literally, we rode in. He was a janitor. He looked at us when we rode in. He goes, "Murder you later," and we were like, "What?" He's like, "See you guys later."
Kill you later.
Kill you
That
later.
guy just said no, he did.
Kill you later.
I had to throw my computer away because I couldn't open the lid.
Oh,
sticky.
sticky.
That was a joke.
Murder you later.
Okay, so it's looking like maybe Vermont next year, right?
This
Like
year.
it. Sounds like
That's
it.
this year.
Yeah.
We're in 2020.
July 24th, 2020.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Boom.
Ready to wrap it up?
Knockback
Yeah.
Nats.
What about
Shout out the
what about a
knockback
race? Anybody up for doing a race this year?
Man, I'd like to do an enduro. I'd like to do an enduro.
Yeah, let's do some enduros.
Jackson, his first race is March at Windrock.
They're racing,
that's a
they're racing
tough start
Windrock right
That's
now.
a
Yeah.
big race.
I already beat Jake in the Turkey Day race, so I'm good.
That's last year.
Yep, it's 2020.
Yeah.
Man, let's. I think that's a little ambitious because Windrock's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Like for a
he
start-
said the season starts
like a
up there.
starter enduro. Because I mean, I'll be honest. I've raced like. I mean, you could call the Bonanza like a mini enduro, but man, like I've never really raced anything.
We'll get try to get Mark, Zach's dad, up here.
Yeah, we'll talk to him.
Yeah, see what he says.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I'm in. You in? Jake's
Of course. I'm in.
in. Jacob.
The cone is in. I don't know if
I just
I
have
am.
to,
The process is in.
Respect
we
the
can
process.
just have to get a full helmet.
You have to have a full face helmet.
Saying I gotta buy gear. All right, I'm in.
Says the guy you've been through. You've been through one bike that didn't
3
show,
bikes.
2 bikes, 2 physical bikes that you
2
touched
bikes I've touched and 1 I haven't.
in 1 year.
Yeah, so what?
Way to go!
I like
man.
to party,
I
dog.
love
I
it.
mean, I'll be
You're
honest,
on
dude.
it.
You're Mountain Biker of the Year in my
I
book.
jump
Like,
feet first.
You're
I brought
2019
pedals
Mountain
Most
Biker of the
improved.
Year.
Most improved.
Did I get it?
Most ambitious, man.
Yeah,
That's, I
man,
mean,
you're
that's
crushing
big.
it.
What would you put on there? Like as like a little like trophy guy.
I'm picturing this head bust. Mountain Biker of the Year. Big
face?
wooden bust.
Full face?
With his wiener hanging out and a rattlesnake biting him right in the dick.
Yes.
All right. Well,
That's it. That's it.
we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks,
Peace.
guys. Thanks for coming
All
out.
right.
I'm glad we all got together.
Good times.
Mahalo, Helmer.
And
Click.
looking forward to 2020 ride with you guys.
Do it.
Yeah.
See ya.
Peace.